Hi, we're just going to go ahead and do a part 2 of this video. I'm just curious to see how this war with Byzantium will turn out. So, yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll try to get the blockade advantage on both sieges. And hopefully get those down before anybody else attacks Byzantium. Okay. And like I said, that unrest is pretty bad in these Turkish provinces. I don't think I could have realistically taken more than 3, and even still, I might have to use some harsh treatment or... Well, how big would it spawn? I could just leave my entire army over here, and when a rebellion spawns, just kind of deal with it when it happens. Yeah, 17,000. Okay, so we can train up to 23,000. We should be okay. Let's see if Byzantium is at war with anyone else. So they're not. So this is interesting because I can probably just vassalize them. And here's where I was talking about the coalition. So when you're making the peace deal, you can check here to see what the coalition is. And so, for example, AQ and Crimea, they'll be at a 51. So they would just barely join a coalition. If I wait 3 more days until January 1st of the following year, I should lose a little bit of that aggressive expansion. Yeah, so in 3 days, so for Crimea's aggressive expansion is going to go down to 44. And when I sign this peace deal with Byzantium and I gain 5 aggressive expansion with Crimea, it won't cross the 50 aggressive expansion threshold. And therefore, Crimea and AQ should not join a coalition with me. So I'm just going to let a few more days pass by. And I suppose I could have tried to get the Renaissance to spawn in Sicily. That is possible, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. So now when I sign this peace deal, you notice how Crimea and AQ are no longer there. I could take Athens, but that's just pushing my luck. I will just leave Athens to fend for itself. That's too bad for Athens, but I guess that's what you get for being a one-province miner who is vassalized to Byzantium. So let's take as much gold as I can. Give up claims, and I suppose, could I take that? Well, that would get more aggressive expansion too. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay, so we'll do this, and after like 20 years when everything over here is stable, we should be able to just diplo-annex them. If I'm really lucky, there might be some revolts around on some of these other islands with Byzantine nationalists. It doesn't look like that's happening yet. And then when I do annex Byzantium, they'll just be a little bit bigger, and there will be more to annex. And I'm gonna station my whole army over here. And once these are cored, well, I suppose I could just send my fleet back here and train up to my force limit. Well, I'll do it in Sicily. And these will be cheaper than mercenaries, and I won't have to wait for these provinces to be cored. So then I'm going to try and keep my whole army over here. When this rebellion does spawn, I'm hoping to just deal with it right then and there. That should buy me a few more years. I could wait in... Let's see. I could wait here, and if it happens to spawn here, I'll get a defense bonus of the woods. If it spawns here, I'll get the defense bonus because it's my fort. And if it spawns here, I'll just have to rely on having a larger army. So I'm going to bring my navy back here, and when these 7 regiments are trained, I'm going to bring them over here, and that should give me 24,000 troops. We're not going to make Byzantium a marsh ever, because I want to annex them. And yeah, once I have 24,000 troops, this rebel stack should only be 17,000. So we should be able to handle them. And hopefully with France and Castile as my allies, I won't have to worry about any wars. Normally you kind of have to worry about Castile attacking you, even though you've got France. And France will probably be in war with England very soon. But yeah, we're just going to send these. We're not losing too much money. And this should be a pretty easy mission to take. So let's just do that, because we're going to do that anyway. And that should slow down this progression. You could take the manpower mission. If France gets attacked, just make sure you cancel the mission, because France is probably going to be at war with England very soon here. Alternatively, we could take this mission. We could do the Conquer Corsica and actually just take Genoa. So Genoa is the only other center of trade you really have to worry about, because if your ally France manages to get in there, then that's not good, but they should still be in the Empire right now. You could attack Venice. Oh, now see, Venice is at war with Athens, so doesn't look good for Athens. But you could attack Venice. By extension, you'd end up fighting Genoa, and you could just take that while it's still in the Empire, the Holy Roman Empire. And it doesn't look like Castile will ever help me. France would, just not anytime soon. And Venice has a lot of allies. We could wait until 1590 for Genoa to be out of the Empire. I don't think France is going to get over there by then. And that should free you up to, you can fabricate a claim on Tunis. That should be a pretty easy center of trade to get to. Especially if they don't ally the Ottomans, but if they do, like if they ally the Ottomans, but then they also ally, say, Togut, just do a no-CB war on Togut, so you don't have to fight the Ottomans. And then you can kind of fight your way down the coast and get to Alexandria. Then there's also Ragusa, which is being guaranteed by the Ottomans. Oh, not anymore. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, Ragusa's not there anymore. Well, that's even better. Usually Ragusa is guaranteed by the Ottomans, which makes them a little harder to conquer. If they join any trade leagues or anything like that, that should make them a little easier to attack. But yeah, aside from that, if this was Iron Man mode, you would be able to see the exact provinces you need up here. But yeah, this should be pretty easy. You may even be able to get institutions to spawn. So for example, colonialism. If you have Quest for the New World, then you might get colonialism. When I played as Catalonia, I was actually able to get several of these in a row to spawn. Or no, I think I got Printing Press, Global Trade, and Enlightenment when I played as Catalonia. So that's a lot of fun to get institutions to spread. But yeah, so this should get you off to a really good start. Eventually you'll want to improve relations with Byzantium up to 190 and then just diplo-annex them. When you do that, the longer you wait, the easier it'll be. You're going to have a higher diplomatic reputation. So, yep, there you go. I don't think Athens is going to be on the map much longer, but I'm pretty sure Venice and the Ottomans will come into conflict at some point. But just be really opportunistic about taking these centers of trade. Once all this is just all settled down, which might take 10 or 15 years, then that's when I would recommend going into North Africa and just carving out a coastline here and try and get to Alexandria before the Ottomans do. And, well, there you go. So, post any comments if you have any questions, but, yep, you should be good to go.